Good evening.
Hello.
Hello. I don't think that I can see all of you on my screen because I have 13 people here and I can only see a few of you, but that's okay. Sometimes that happens. And for the ones that were asking, sometimes that happens because people have their cameras off. And once they have their cameras off, they disappear from the screen. It seems that Zoom has a new bug that seems to do this. So my name is Katerina. Like Sam was saying, I'm a clinical psychologist. I know some of you from previous groups and previous interactions in the past, and um, AAT had kind of challenged me to run a webinar about emotional distress, right? And how to deal with emotional distress when people live in a situation of ill health and normally chronic ill health. So this is why I'm here today, and I hope that you have a nice evening. There will be a bit of talk on my side, and then after I do kind of a bit of a talk, then I will open up the room, okay, so we can chat a little bit about this for the ones that want. No pressure at all if you don't feel comfortable to do so. And then by the end of it, we will do kind of a 10 to 15 minutes body scan meditation, okay, just to give you a little bit of a flavor of what you can have if you join the big group, okay, the 6 sessions course on how to deal and how to manage stress. Okay, so what we'll do today, it's kind of to give you a little bit of a teaser, but also to start unpacking some of the most difficult emotions that you might experience throughout your journey, throughout your path. Okay, this specific webinar, it's made and designed to touch upon the person that lives with the disease, but also the relatives of the people that live with the diseases. Okay, we do believe in AAT, and I do believe myself as a clinical psych that we are within a system and we exist within a system. So when something happens to one like little thing of the system, all the rest of the system will be affected. Okay, so your loved ones, your families, yourselves, and also different parts of your body, right? So this system happens externally, but it also happens internally, which means that when you are going through a ill health situation, it's not only your body that suffers. Okay, so within the system that it's you have the suffering that it's caused by the disease itself, but you also have what we call the emotional suffering, everything that goes through your mind in the different stages that will affect you and will affect the way that you deal with yourselves, with the environment, and with the disease itself. Okay, so why is the name? I think that maybe I would love to start with that. People don't, and I'm sorry, you know, I always find it very precious when I have this starting conversations with people about the way that they feel regarding their own illness. And the first thing that I normally ask people is, or the first thing that I normally challenge people with is that no one decides to have this, right? So if we were to ask you, right, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, when you were a kid, for most of you, if if you choose to have a serious illness when you are a grown up, you would always say no to me, right? So, and this is one of the first problems with chronic illnesses and chronic health. It's because people don't choose to have something that they will need to deal with for the rest of their lives most of the time, right? We choose to get married, but we can get divorced. We choose a job, but we can quit, right? We don't choose the way that our body responds to life and to environmental things, right? So therefore, there is this first line of hopelessness, right? When one is diagnosed with something as severe as um, the illnesses that you go through. And the first thing is that you didn't choose to have it. When we don't choose something, most of the times we fight against it, we don't want it, right? And because we don't want it, sometimes it's difficult then to find the strategies to deal with something that was forced upon us, right? why should I do something? I didn't want this in the first place, right? So why should I now meditate? Why should I now eat healthy? Why should I now go to this appointment or do this treatment or take this pill that makes me so ill, right? Why should I do all these things if I didn't choose any of these things in the first place, right? So when I run courses like this, I like to start with this because I like to take a little bit to take the pressure out of the way. We all know that you didn't want to be here, right? But yet, that's where you find yourselves. From my side, I will try to make everything that I can to use the next 15 minutes to normalize some of the feelings that you go through. And when I say normalize, it's not to passively accept them, right? It's not about this kind of arms down resignation regarding life, right? When I talk about accepting it, when I talk about normalizing it, it's to help you to feel that every single one in the room had felt stuff very similar to the ones that you feel when you go to bed and when you wake up in the middle of the night and you found yourself and you look at yourself and you say to yourself, why are you being so weird about this? Right? Joanne on ward 19, she had it much harder and she can cope with it. Right? Why are you doing this to yourself? Right? What is wrong with you? So one of the biggest purposes of this session, it's actually to help you by the end of it to say, I'm not alone, right? There is more people in the world that feels, that experiences, that goes through, even when the stories are different, but that feels and goes through something very similar to the stuff that I go through. And I kid you not, normalization and not feeling alone, it's one of the most powerful tools to deal with ill health and to deal with chronic illnesses. Okay, so I'll start to talking with you about a metaphor, right? We will do kind of a mental game, and then we will talk about it a bit. I want you to imagine and follow me with this. Okay, this will go somewhere. Just trust. Okay, I want you to imagine that life, it's a process of climbing a mountain. Okay, just kind of in your mind. Imagine that you are right now at the bottom of a mountain, right? You don't need to go up because everything that happens in your world, it's in the bottom of the mountain, right? You look around, you are in the bottom of the mountain and you can see your house. You don't need to climb to go to your house. You can see your friends, you can see your family, you can see your job, you can see your pets, your grandkids, your kids, everything that it's meaningful for you. It's at reach. Okay? And you feel healthy. You can even run to them if you want. Okay? You don't feel tired at all. Right? You are just there at the bottom of that mountain, living the life that you plan to live. Right? Living the life that one day when you were a little kid and your primary school teacher asked you what you want to do when you grow up, you wrote down, well, I want to get married and have 3 kids and have a nice be a firefighter. I don't know, something like that, right? And you are there living your life. And then suddenly a man comes in that you never met, right? And that man tells you, look, Mary, right? I don't know if there's any Marys in this group, but anyway, we'll use Mary. Look, Mary, I know you love your life down here, but sad news, you need to climb the mountain now. And you just ask the man, well, that's weird. Why should I climb this mountain? I didn't ask for it. She's been there all the time, and I have no wish in going up. It seems horrendous to climb up that mountain. Okay? But the man tells you, well, there's no choice, right? So you please say goodbye to your loved ones, you please tell your job that you don't know when you're going to come back, right? And maybe pack a bag, right? And you're going to start climbing this mountain. And you start, and as you start, you look around and you see no one, right? You can still hear, you can still hear your family, right? But you see no one. You can see other people in different points of that mountain, kind of climbing, and they really don't look happy, right? And you do question yourself, why am I doing this? Right? Why am I doing this? I don't want to do this. And what you start feeling is, I'm so scared, right? This is completely unknown to me, right? I have no idea what I'm going to find in the way up, even more in the top of the mountain, right? I have no friends and family with me right now. I can see people that look very, very unhappy at the moment. I feel frustrated because I don't want to do any of this and I'm being forced to do this and I have no choice. And this is the thing. I have no choice. I cannot go back because because it's the path you walk. It's like a magic mountain, you walk and the path uh, behind you just disappears. So you cannot come back again. For you to get out of that mountain, you need to go up and then down again in the other side of the mountain. And you feel, fear, right? What the hell is going to happen with me? Frustration, right? I don't want to do this, right? Anger, right? Why this is happening, right? You also start feeling a bit sad at some point, right? And kind of saying, well, I don't deserve this. Why me? I do not deserve this, right? And you also start feeling guilty at the same time because you start thinking, what about my family? They have no idea. They are not with me in the mountain. So they don't know what is happening right now, right? They are in the dark, right? They don't know how I feel, right? I can see them, but I cannot reach out to them. They don't understand the things I say. And I don't seem to be able to understand the things they say as well. It seems that suddenly the people that was always near you, that you two kind of speak a different language, right? And then you are in this, in this thing, and then someone came in, right? You see someone, right? And he's kind of dressed in a little bit like a doctor, maybe a doctor, a nurse, you don't know, right? Someone that it seems to work in the hospital. And that person says to you something, Mary, I can see that you are so lonely right now, right? Let me explain to you what will happen, right? You will climb this mountain, right? You will get to the top of the mountain, and then you will climb down the mountain. And the person say to you something like this, I will be with you while you climb up, right? I will help you to climb up. I will tell you what pills to take. I will tell you when it's your next appointment, right? I will tell you what is the program for you for the next few months, right? I will explain things to you and I will walk with you, okay? And that person, he grabs Mary's hand and they walk up. And during that time, Mary's not happy, right? But she's a little bit hopeful, right? Because she's not alone anymore, right? She has someone that helps her and now someone that tells her this is what you need to do, right? So there is a planification, right? You know what it's there. You know what you have to fight, and you know that someone will be with you alongside, right? And fully, right? You think, oh, that's okay. I'm great. I'm nailing this, right? I'm not alone anymore, right? I can do it. right? You use all your energy, and part of your energy comes from the fact that you think that you will have help when you reach the top of the mountain, and then you will have help to climb down. The problem is that when you are getting to the top of the mountain, right? The poor guy has, I don't know, Joanne, Adrienne, John, Craig, a few more people to help. So the person tells you, look, Mary, you are in the top of the mountain now. It's you with yourself, darling. Right? But you feel so tired, you know? You just feel exhausted. Can you imagine climbing a mountain even with help? Right? You feel so exhausted, and you want to sit, right? You want to just sit and crawl and just move to yourself into a fetal position and just stay in the top of the mountain, right? And you have no energy. You have no energy, you have no memory, you have no concentration. Your sleep is horrendous, right? Your body cracks, right? You have muscle pain. You cannot do any of the things that you used to do, and you think, oh God, hell, I climbed all of this thinking that I will get better. And the only thing that this has done to me is to make me feel worse. Right? And you are there in the top of that mountain. What do you feel? Sad, frustrated, right? Feeling disappointed, right? Because you have put all your expectations on this. It's this feeling that, why? If I knew what I know now, I don't know if I should, if I have started climbing this mountain, right? You feel fooled as well, and you feel something that it's so, so powerful. You feel so alone, right? Because in the top of that mountain, there's no one beside you, right? Your family, your friends are in the bottom of the mountain. Your doctors are helping other people to climb up, right? And you are so bloody tired to start coming down. The problem for the ones that have climbed mountains, right? I've lived in Scotland for many years, so mountains are my favorite metaphors. Just by the way, that's why I use a mountain. When you when you get into the top of the mountain and breathing gets compromised a bit, right? And you know that you cannot stay there for a long time, right? You know that you need to start climbing down. You don't want to do it. But then you start hearing your family and friends at the bottom of the mountain, the other side, and they are cheering you up. They are saying, come on, Mary, you can do it. We are waiting for you, right? You just need to, it's just one more sprint, right? It's just one more, right? We are here to applaud you. You are such a hero. Like if you ever have choose to have this, right? You don't want to be a hero. You don't want to be any of this, but they think, such an hero. You have done it, right? Climb down, come over. We are waiting. Your job is waiting for you. You don't want to go back to work, right? Your family is waiting for you. You cannot stand them anymore, right? Your friends, I hate all my friends that have lucky to have a good life, and I'm here in the top of this mountain, right? And they are there cheering you. Okay, but you think, well, I cannot stay here. I need to go down, right? And you start climbing down, and they keep, Mary, Mary, Mary. You get down, and they didn't recognize you. You just pass them, right? You are no longer the same person. They are no longer, they don't know what to say. Nothing that they say is right. Nothing that you say is right, right? And no one is doing anything to hurt each other's, right? It's just that you've been through such a traumatic experience that you can no longer be Mary, right? And you've become this person that, if I don't stand someone, I'm not going to spend time with them, right? If I hate my job, I'm just going to quit my job. I don't care, right? If I don't want to go out with someone, I just don't go, right? And you've become this person that either speak their truth or start pretending again to please them because they've been wanting you down for such a long time. So you are either someone that just can't stand anyone, right? Or the other side of the spectrum, someone that does everything to please the poor loved ones that have been waiting for you while you climb the mountain up and down, right? Both of them are horrible, right? So there's no good solution to this, right? And what do you feel then? It's just kind of this sensation of, you feel again sad, angry, and you feel something that, again, it's very powerful. You feel disconnected, right? It is not possible to return to the person that you used to be before. And that's not bad. That's just different, okay? And that's okay not to be the same person you were before. But I've been through all this trauma, right? It's really hard. So you feel this connection. And you know what? You feel more. I say, people have been saying this to me. You feel scared. Because while they are, and you are, and both of you are wanting you to return to the life you had before, it is impossible to ignore the other mountains you can see. And that's the problem of chronic illness, right? Because you've climbed one. You took everything you had to go through the first mountain, right? You've climbed down. And then really no one can tell you how many times you will repeat that process. And when you get to that point of having climbed the first mountain, having coming down that mountain, and being at that place with everyone around you and feeling so alone and so scared of what is going to come next. Will I have the power in me to climb another mountain? What will happen to me if I need to do this again? Right? And your family, because they love you so much. This is one of the most difficult things that family members have told me in the past. They cannot reassure you. It's the thing they want the most. It's to tell you, that's okay, Mary. That's okay, right? You've done it. But they can't say this because they also don't know if you need to climb another mountain. And when you find yourself in that space, right, that's where emotional chaos, that's where uh, emotional and psychological vulnerability, that's where stress and anxiety and depression can land. That's where you are absolutely vulnerable to those things, right? It's when you complete the first round of it. Right? And that's when, if you want, if you need, that's the moment to ask. If you didn't have done it before, that's a moment where asking for help might be a good idea, right? So if you need to climb up again, you can have a psychologist with you that will go up the mountain, will stay with you in the top of the mountain, and will climb down the bloody mountain with you, right? Metaphorically. There's no psychologist like this, okay? But that's the moment, and that's where I really, really kind of very gently will tell you that that's the most fragile moment of it all. It's not about fear anymore. It's not about the unknown anymore. It's about knowing things that you don't want to know, right? And that you don't know what to do with, right? So starting therapy at that point might be a good idea. But sometimes it's not about starting therapy immediately on a one-to-one basis. There are support groups available, and support groups can work with that as well and can work for that as well. There's a stress management course that can also help with that. Doesn't mean that you cannot start any of those things in the beginning of the first mountain, right? I'm just saying that if you didn't, that's the moment that you cannot go further, right? Without that help. And you do deserve that help, because the stuff you go through is hard and difficult, and it really shouldn't happen, right? So if you didn't had that support at the beginning of the first mountain, at the top of that, and at the climbing down, at least give to yourself the space to ask that help on that specific moment of vulnerability that I was describing to you. Okay, right. So I'm tired, right? We've climbed a lot up and down today. It's like doing exercise. When we are at the bottom of those mountains, right? There are simple things that we can do for ourselves while we wait to be put on a support group or therapy or a psychoeducational course, whatever you feel that it fits you better. There are small things that we can do to support ourselves. Okay. One of the things that I do encourage you to do is to kind of connect more with your body and with your mind. And what does that mean, you ask, right? That means that you will be more aware of your needs, right? You will notice more the stuff that happens to you, right? And you will be in a better position to make decisions that are better for you as well. And how do we do that? Research says, right, that we do this through breathing, right? That breathing, mindfulness meditation, the simple act of breathe, right? It's one of the most powerful tools to actually diffuse and move away, right? Move away the feelings of hopelessness, right? Because it creates some sort of mental space. It it kind of clears the fog in a way, okay, when you do it, and it helps you to make decisions that will be again more in tuned with the life you want to live, despite the illness. Okay, the illness is there. We know that, and we said it already. It's awful, or unless we don't want that, but you have it, right? And at the same time, there is still some space for you to live your life. So breathing, because it kind of clears that fog, it will definitely help you to engage more with what matters to you, who matters to you, the life you want to live despite of the illness. Okay. And this is where meditation, mindfulness, exercise like the one we will experience today. I will do a body scan. I told you I'll do a body scan by the end of the session just to give you a flavor of it for the ones that never tried it, and for the ones that did, just enjoy it. But that's one of the most powerful tools. Okay. Being aware and notice your body and your mind. Choosing to breathe always intentionally, right? Because we do breathe, right? That's what we all do every day, every second of the day. But quite rarely we do that intentionally, right? For the purpose of clearing the fog, right? I sometimes tell my patients that before you start breathing, you need to tell yourself, you need to set up your intentions. for the breathing. Why am I breathing about today? Right? What are your intentions with the breath today? It's to create space. It's to clear the fog. It's to not thinking about something that it's very hard and it's coming to your mind constantly, right? So this the breathing intentionally, it's something that we do encourage people to do when they are in the bottom of that first mountain, right? Because what we know is that when people don't use some of those strategies, they will have the same feeling that they have in the top of the mountain. You know, when you can't breathe properly, when you are in tops of mountains, right? They will have the same feeling emotionally, mentally, metaphorically, okay, at the bottom of the mountain, and they will keep this like if it's the new normal for them, okay. So setting up the intentions of the breath, right? Allowing yourself to say, I'm breathing in relaxation, and what am I breathing out? Is it tension? Is it difficulty? Is it pain? Is it fear? Whatever it's there, right? And then train this and train this and train this, right? Okay, enough of me. So I encourage you to just find yourself a comfortable position. Okay, you can turn your cameras off if you want. You don't need to be, because you will close your eyes, and for some people, that level of exposure can be a bit weird. So if you want to kind of turn your cameras off, feel more than free to do so. Um, but the first thing that I will ask you to do, it's like I said before, set the intentions, right, for the exercise. After closing your eyes, take a deep breath in. And when you breathe out, you set the intentions for the exercise. What do you want to take out from this short mindfulness meditation exercise that we are about to do? Maybe you want to feel more tuned with yourself. Maybe you want to be more relaxed. Maybe you want to kind of move away from difficult thoughts and feelings. So, as we are about to start this body scan meditation, I'll kindly invite you to pay attention to your feet, the toes on your right foot and the toes on your left foot, the palm of your feet. And just for a moment, explore if there is any sensations there. Maybe you feel tingling or hot or cold. And while you do that, you take a deep breath in, you breathe out. Your right foot and your left foot, the way that they have contact with the floor underneath you. Maybe thanking them for carrying you. Breathing in, down. And now move your attention to your lower legs. To your calves, to your knees, behind your knees, your kneecaps, the calf in your right leg and the calf on your left leg. And again, searching for any sensations without trying to change it. Just acknowledging it. Moving your attention to your upper legs, your left leg, and your right leg. And slowly and gently moving your attention to your lower back, moving to your upper back, spending some time breathing in and out while you incorporate in this body scan meditation your belly and your lungs, and you appreciate the movements as they expand and contract at the rhythm of your breathing, searching for any sensation, pain, and discomfort. Breathing in, breathing out, bring your attention to your shoulders, trying to lower them if they've been raised up. Extending and expanding your attention to your right arm, your right hand, and the 5 fingers of your right hand, and your left arm, your left hand, and the 5 fingers of your left hand. And as you breathe in and out, shift your attention to your neck, the back of your head, the front of your head, your face, breathing in, out, searching for any sensation of pain or discomfort. As you do so, bring your attention to the whole of your body, your feet, your legs, your back, your belly and your lungs, your arms, your neck and your head, becoming whole with it as you breathe in and out. as you take one more breath in and out. You allow yourself to come back to the room. Open your eyes if they've been closed. Turn on your cameras so I can know that you are there. Okay. Right. So that was us today. It was lovely meeting you, and I hope to see you in the future. If not, I hope that you keep in touch with my colleagues at the trust, and that you find yourselves in a place of peace within yourselves, okay, to carry whatever life is throwing at you at the moment. And I wish you all very well, okay? And I will say goodbye for now. I don't know if Sam wants to say anything else before we leave.
Of course. Thank you very much, Katerina. Again, on behalf of the group, thank you so much for hosting the webinar this evening. Even for me on a personal level, hearing about like the connotation of the mountain and you know feeling alone versus being lonely and things like that, it resonates with me very deeply as well. And it's always lovely to hear other people's experience. So thank you to everybody else that shared your thoughts and experiences too as well. Um, just one little thing before we finish as well. You will receive an email probably around 9 or 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, just with a little feedback survey link about the webinar. I would be really, really grateful if you wouldn't mind just filling in a little short survey. It literally takes a matter of seconds to fill it in. You just click on like a multiple choice question, but it's really helpful for us to see how you benefited from things like that as well. There's also some more information in that email about the courses and things that Katerina mentioned as well, and the other ways that we can support you as well. Again, as Katerina said, please do not hesitate to reach out to us or the other charities that are supporting you if there's anything at all that we can do to help. It takes real courage to open up when we're finding things difficult, and it takes a lot of bravery and courage to do that. But we're here to listen and to help you. So have a lovely evening, everybody. It's been lovely to see you all.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Mhm.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank
Goodbye,
you.
everyone.
Bye
Goodbye.
bye.